Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, guys, man, the thunderstorm and lightning last night. Talk about crazy.
It woke me up a couple of times. It was, to hear it in the basement, it's, you know it's close.
Yeah, and you know it's like loud because we're hearing it through the cabin, downstairs, and it rattled, man. There was one really good boom that I felt like was probably maybe at the lake or something, just like right there, because...
Close enough to make it to where it's like, holy moly, all right. I
know. And it was coming down super hard, man. I woke up this morning early and made coffee and stuff like that. And I looked outside, I could hear it. And so I just looked outside to see, how long has it been going for? Because you can kind of judge by the amount of water that's on the ground. I mean, it looked like a lake out here, which is kind of surprising and unbelievable because of how much it's already sucked into the ground. But yeah, it was pouring.
Yeah, which I mean, hey, we need it.
Yeah.
It hasn't really, it rained somewhat pretty good this summer, I would say, but...
It had its moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had its moments. It had a week straight in the beginning of June, I think it was.
No.
Was it?
June was pretty dry, I would say.
Or was July?
Was pretty... July it rained at least 2 weeks out of the month.
That's what it was. Man, during the summer, my brain just gets so tangled. It's hard to keep anything straight on any of that. But yeah, I know it wasn't too long ago that we had a solid week. That's actually coming back this week.
No.
So today or last night started the first of a big series of storms that we're going to be having between now till the end of the week.
Yep.
And some of the days are going to be more than others, and it's just going to be kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can get into, but this is our last week with the kids home from summer vacation, so we do want to soak up all the time that we can have with them, and, the building and stuff is still going to be there after they start school, so...
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And there's no need to try to, miss the opportunity.
There is some stuff that we can do. There's some organizational stuff that I want to handle. Maybe me and Gary can tackle that. The patio area is needing some love and bad. Like I'm looking right now and that tarp, man, that thing has got to go.
No.
Got some old rotting wood up here on our patio. Some things need to be moved around and reorganized.
Yeah.
That's not too much of an ask, No. It's just little stuff.
Little things.
But I don't know, it's getting closer to the end of the summer, and yes, I'm feeling the pressure because we put some things on ourselves that we wanted to accomplish, and obviously life has other things in mind.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It's all gravy.
Yep.
We're enjoying this time, and it's been one heck of a summer.
Yeah.
One heck of a summer.
It's been a very nice summer.
This last heat wave, man. Whew, I tell you what. That was intense.
Yeah.
That was intense. But I'm just thankful that this summer hasn't been like that. Like the last 2 years, oh my goodness, I feel like they were way worse. Just because it was stretched out,
Well, this
is
our first summer having a basement.
Yeah.
The last 2 summers we were still living inside the trailer.
Yeah.
So I mean that might be a big difference too.
Yeah. Well, I know that's a huge difference to it because I know that the last 2 years we were sweating and hoofing it like no tomorrow each summer, just like,
I know.
And this summer we're like, no, I'm not doing it.
We'll work when we can, but we're going to spend a lot of time with the kids and have some fun and not kill ourselves because there's so much stuff that we have to do that we want to get done, that we will do. But sometimes life has other plans. Like, for instance, one of the things that Gary and I have been dealing with this week, our washing machine. Yay.
Man, I swear. That washing machine has been the epitome of mine since we moved here.
Yes.
Which it worked great in Arizona. It was just once we moved here.
The rattling around of it in the move, I think.
Yeah,
and
definitely
then the water here.
The water here, yeah.
There's some factors. I still think it's a great machine, and I'm still happy to have it. But you were tearing into it. What was it? What's broken on it, babe?
Supposedly, it's the inverter board for the motor. So,
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, it was. And I'm really hoping that that's the fix, because there's no real way to test it other than to try to rig up a way to get power through the board to get it going out.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to know exactly what the board is doing every which way. And from the diagrams of what I've gotten, I don't know. It's really, it's a little interesting on trying to figure everything out. But I did find the ohms, like I normally do. Ohms help me like no tomorrow. And if I don't get any ohms one way or another, I know something's wrong.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting ohms off of one pin to another, and I was getting it off of the actual plug port. So I'm all, yeah, that's probably bad. And all the forums I read sort of pinpoints that to be the problem with the code that we're getting.
The main culprit for it.
Yeah. So I'm crossing my fingers and I'm hoping that that's the main thing, because, yeah, it's sort of a shot in the dark.
Yeah. So we're temporarily without a washing machine. And it's kind of put a wrench in some of our plans and things, right? Because I was expecting to have that. So it changed kind of our one. It stole up an entire day of now having to gather everything and then go to the laundromat and deal with all that. It took another day with Gary kind of diagnosing it, because at first he thought that he was going to be able to just go in there and kind of fix a thing or two, but you know, and I was kind of like on hold, you know, so it's kind of taken a couple of our days away from us, just this whole washing machine situation. But
I will say this, I do love our washer, because it is a smart washer, which has the diagnosing feature with it and codes and everything else. So I was able to erase codes, start it up, try to figure out what's going on, and pull up the codes that are pulling and diagnose it fully to try to find exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's a Samsung, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
It's nice. My mom got it for me for like my 30th birthday. So I've had it for like 6 years now. But it's a great washer. I love it. It's a great machine.
The pump we have replaced now 3 times. And a lot of that is part of our error of, not checking the pockets before we
or letting the kids throw some stuff in there.
Letting the kids throw things in there.
Trying to teach older, younger children, right, how to do laundry and stuff.
Which they've got a filter there. Yeah. But without a stand, it makes a mess trying to get to it. And yeah.
Yeah. And plus, I think some of it too is, like I said, the water that we have here and all that.
It doesn't help per se, but I did replace the filters.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he did. Gary did replace the filters on the house recently, which helped.
It doesn't get
everything. It doesn't get everything, no. And I still get the ring around the toilet from the iron that I have to clean out once a week. It's funny, like whenever we have new company come over to the house, and it's like one of the things of the tour of the property, like when they come in and they tour our house, I'll tell them I'm like, and here's the bathroom. By the way, friends, we're not disgusting. I do clean the toilet.
We do flush.
We do flush. It's not pee in there, I promise.
It's not, if it's yellow, let it mellow.
Yeah, no. It's iron in the water.
It's iron and it's yellow all the time.
Eventually, we might get a better water filter, or maybe a water softener or something. But our water...
I've been researching it and looking into it.
Irony.
I wish that they had something, and I've been looking and I just can't find anything, like a sand filter type, like what they have for pools, right? But to be able to pressurize it and have it be good for houses and everything else like that might be too much pressure sitting behind it. And
maybe you could make one of your own.
I might, but...
I mean, you're pretty good at rednecking.
This is very true. This is very true, but I'm just saying, like, it would be cool to have something like that, because now the sand filter's, above ground to where you can easily maintain it.
Yeah, because that's the problem with sand filters. I mean, we've considered getting a sand filter for the house and for the well.
Basically like a swamp, or not a swamp, it's basically like a septic system set up in a sense where it's like a pit full of sand that the water goes into and comes out on the other end clean. Yeah. So, yeah.
But the problem with getting those is they're
also pumping it back
underground, and then like if every year when you want to replace the sand or clean it out or anything, you got to dig it all up. Yep. And then you got to do that, and then you got to bury it back. So it makes like a very physical annual.
Well, it adds another pump to it too.
Yeah.
To where that's another thing that most people don't really put 2 and 2 together with it as well. You got one pump in the well, and then you have to have a above ground pump now that can be pumping up that water from that basin and get it into the line.
So I don't know what we're going to end up doing. We do have filters on the house, but it's kind of like pool filters, sort of.
Pretty much.
Sort of like that. They're kind of like
Pretty
that.
much. You can just add more and more and more and more. I get it to where it's like, a 10 filter thing. But
that'll probably do it.
That would do it. Then you would just have to replace the last few every little bit.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to go back and replace those main ones. But yeah.
Maybe that's what we should do.
There's ways to go about it, But right now, the water it's getting filtered out to such a fine, minute thing that it's safe, It's just.
Oh, it's safe, but I still don't cook with it, and we still don't drink it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's safe enough for us to shower with it, and I feel clean. We brush our teeth with it.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
it's
You did buy something that you're going to be adding on to the hot water heater. Because once in a while out here, not only is our water really irony, but it also has like a slight, not like overpowering. I've seen other water and I've been around other water that's way stronger, but ours has a slight sulfur smell to it.
And I don't know if it is sulfur per se.
I don't know if it is either.
Because it's mainly from the hot water.
Yeah, it's like an eggy smell.
And I have a feeling there is a long form on it or whatnot, but it's bacteria that can build up inside the hot water heater. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, or if you just leave it as is, then you'll always have that smell. But there is a thing that you can buy, Corello protection or whatever the heck it is. But it's an anode, electrical anode that you can put in there that it will kill all the bacteria or anything in there, and it helps to where it won't build up sediment, supposedly. Oh. So we'll see if I can ever get that anode thing out of our hot water heater. That's in there. That's in there. I've already been messing around with it, but.
So what is the thing that you got for the hot water heater then?
It's an anode, but it's an electronic anode where it like sends out electronic pulses or whatever the heck it does. I don't know, but it claims that it kills bacteria and that smell that you get from your hot water heater.
Yeah.
It's a common thing. So.
They sell parts for it.
They sell parts for it. It's, so I'm seeing we're the guinea pigs out of the 41.36. Anthony is the one that brought it up to me with Country Road Cure. He's like, hey, check this out. And I was like, what? I've never heard of that. He's like, I don't know. I'm a little afraid to mess with it and to get it. And I was like, well, shoot, I'll be the guinea pig. I'll buy it. And right now I can't get this stupid anode out of our anode out of our hot water heater. So it says that it's got a 20-year warranty on it. Supposedly lasts way longer than original anode. So I just hope it doesn't mess up our hot water heater.
I don't know. We're getting a delivery sometime this week for the parts for the washing machine. So that's going to be something that's on your to-do list this week. Because I'm going to have to go to the laundromat again. 5 people make up a lot of laundry, especially when the kids are home during the summer and they're changing their clothes 2 or 3 times. And you're like, stop changing your clothes. And they keep doing it. Ugh. Yeah.
But hey, at least we should have the part before the school starts and everything. So we should be able to do all the wash.
That should make, hopefully that is the part. And it's not like, you buy this part to have to figure out that you need another part to figure out that the whole time you just needed a fuse or something,
Dude, I swear, if it's something like that, I will lose my mind. And I'm gonna go
Gary
inside
in the laundry room the other day, guys.
Dude.
Like, it's been a little tense in our house. I'm not gonna lie.
The problem is on their troubleshooting thing, it has nothing there for the code that it's shooting. All it's saying is the C code per se, like that, is referring to the motor. And that's it. Well, I wasn't just getting a C code. I was getting a specific, like 3C2 code or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah.
I got it written down. But anyway, that one code, looking on forums and everything else, everybody's like, man, I had Samsung's experts come out and they replaced the motor. It still wouldn't work. They had to go back and forth trying to figure out this and this and that. And then I had to call up another third-party person to have him come out, and he said it's your inverter board. We replaced the inverter board and it worked.
Well,
I was just like, what in the world?
the thing is that everything is made almost too smart for its own good these days. Everything's got computer chips in it and, you know, all this stuff, right? Which is great because it makes for awesome technology and a lot of awesome, easy use, right? But when something breaks, man, it breaks. When something goes down, it's down.
No.
So,
yeah. It didn't do nothing. It just said no. It tried, and it just kept on filling up water and then ejecting the water or draining the water without spinning it.
Yeah.
And then be like, beep, done.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't doing it. Flash the code.
Yeah.
Which I'm so glad that thing has that, because when I was trying to get it to do the same thing, it wasn't flashing the code. It would just do the circle of death.
Yeah.
And then just restart completely. And I'm like,
what's going on?
That ain't cool. But, you know. I was able to sit there.
You should have seen Gary the other day, though, man. He had the whole thing tore up. He was all sweaty and everything was everywhere. And yeah, when Gary's upset, you stay the heck out of his way. So,
especially when it's like that. I can figure out some things, you know, but when it comes down to electronics and it's got circuit boards and everything else like that, and I'm all, I don't know. It could be, like, normally it should be just this one fuse, one relay fuse, you know, or something. No, it's like the path of resistance of this and this and this and this could disturb this over there. And it's like, what in the world is going on?
Well, thankfully, you were able to kind of diagnose it. Hopefully it's going to work. And later on this week, we'll get the part, and then that problem will be off of our chest.
I'm hoping.
Off of our plate. We can continue on going forward.
Here's the hoping.
We did the kids' I'm switching subjects and switching gears a little bit. We did the kids' school shopping this weekend, which was awesome. The kids, man, Julia's getting so much big girl clothes now. I can't shop for her in like the little girls' clothes section anymore because she's too big. So she's in juniors, which is appropriate for a 6th grader. And I don't know. They all got some really cool stuff, and they're very excited to start school. We're very excited for them to start school.
It's gonna be a good time.
We've got a busy week this week, though, too, even with school stuff. Like, we did, I'd say like 90% of their school shopping. I still have just like a tiny little bit that I got to go and do. And later on, towards the end of this week, we've got their back to school night. So we're going to have to go down to the school, meet their teachers, see their classrooms, meet the new bus driver, because the bus driver that's been our bus driver since we moved out here, unfortunately, is no longer going to be their driver. So the kids are all bummed about that. They're curious to find out who the new one's going to be. So are we. So we're going to go down and do all that fun stuff. And it's going to be the end of summer, and it's going to be back to life, back to reality. Gary and I will have our days to ourselves again for the time being, and be able to keep pushing forward on a lot of our stuff.
I can't wait.
Anyhow, friends, the kids are hollering and we got to run. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today for this Real Talk with SLR. We'll be back with another episode soon, so stay tuned until then. And as usual, friends, we love y'all, and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.